Hey everyone, my name is Prithvi and welcome once again to the YouTube channel of CH Simplified. And in this video, we are going to learn on how we can set up a Amazon EC2 instance in less than 5 minutes. So once you are done with setting up your account and once you're done with putting your billing information and getting your billing information verified, and once you just log in into your account, this is the screen basically you see, and these are the services that Amazon actually offers to the webmasters to host their websites and different kind of apps and storage services. So these are the things, and in this we won't be needing a lot of them. We in this video we're just dealing with Amazon EC2, which is Elastic Computing something something. So let's just as you can just you see virtual servers in the cloud. So it is actually, it comes way too fast compared to other hosting providers. I've been using it for quite some time now, and my the most important projects of mine are basically hosted on Amazon EC2. So let's just click on EC2. In compute, you have EC2, you have Lightsail as well. So Lightsail is one of the services by Amazon, which actually provides you the VPS, the pre-slotted VPS, like the Slotion and the other cloud hosting services are providing. But that is actually I'm covering in another video today. But let's get started with EC2. And once you click on EC2, right here you see that I will not have anything running right now. So I have zero running instances. I have one elastic, so let's just forget it as now. So I have zero running instances, and that actually means this is a fresh account and I haven't really been running anything on this. So we just need to click on launch an instance, and the moment we click on launch an instance, actually before you do that, you will actually need to make sure that you are into the right zone. If you see here, I'm in Asia Pacific, Mumbai, and according to you, because like other cloud hosting providers, it does not give you an option to change it later. So you will need to make sure that the kind of location that you're choosing, you have already chosen it at this point before starting the launching instance procedure. So for me, I think Mumbai works best. I am just with Mumbai here, and with Mumbai, let me just make sure. Okay, so yeah, these are the options that we actually have. These are the different sizes, different types, and different operating systems that you actually have. So one thing you can do is you can go with Amazon Linux, but if you're trying to install any of these scripts like Server Pilot or Webmin or the cPanel or kind of stuff, I think the core Ubuntu works the best. So this is Ubuntu Server 16.04 LTS, that's long-term support. So this actually works with a lot of the scripts and lot of other softwares, and this is also free tier eligible. So by free tier, actually you mean that Amazon actually provides you a 1 GB of VPS, 1 GB and around 30 GB of storage, and Amazon provides that for free for 12 months. If you are just trying, if you're trying to set up, or if you have a website which actually does not get a lot of traffic and you do not need a lot of bandwidth, I think this works the best, and for 1 year you will not have to pay any charges to Amazon. And so I'm just going ahead with Ubuntu Server 16.04 LTS SSD volume type. It's a 64-bit installation, so I think that works pretty good. Let's just click on select, and once you're done with that, so now you see general purpose T2 micro is the only type of instance that is actually available for free tier. And in this you have one CPU, you have 1 GB of memory, you have EBS, that is instant storage. So in this you are provided with up to 30 GB of free storage, and if you are using a storage of more than 30 GB, I think that will be chargeable. And the network performance is low to moderate because the pricing plan. So if you are looking for high performance, if you're looking for this, you can also go for the bigger plans. And Amazon does provide, I think, up to 256 gigs of I'm sorry, 488, and I think that's the okay. So memory optimized X 1.32 extra large, so 128 cores of CPU. You have 1952 gigs of almost 2 terabyte of RAM, and I think yeah, that's the biggest that and you have almost 4 terabyte of SSD. That is 1920 gigs of two SSDs. So that's 4 TB of storage. That's almost 2 TB of RAM and 128 course of processor. So I think this can literally run any of the big websites that we actually have right now available. So I don't really think a lot of you will be needing to go on to that extent. But talking about the other one, I think let's get started with the T2 Micro itself, which is the most popular, obviously, because it is free tier eligible. A lot of people actually do come to uh, test Amazon AWS before everything. So let's just get started with T2 Micro, and we will need to, you can either click on review and launch, and it saves a lot of your steps. But if you're looking to learn, and if you're setting it up for the first time, I think it is advisable that you know all the things which are going into your Amazon EC2 instance. So I'll just click on next configure. So yeah, number of instances, okay, I'm needing just one. And purchasing option, no, there is, you do not really need to uh, you do not really need to do anything. T2 Unlimited is one thing which I think a lot of us, even if you have set up an Amazon EC2 instance before, I think a lot of us do ignore that. So T2 Unlimited is something that Amazon actually provides you a pre-assigned bandwidth every hour and every day. And if in some hour, if your resources, if your users are actually uh, going above the assigned level, the server actually stops responding, and you might have some outage, and you might have some downtime onto your website. So I think it is always uh, advisable to enable the T2 Unlimited. This actually makes sure that your website never goes down. And, even if you are using a bandwidth which is above the assigned level, you will be charged a bit for that, but it will actually make sure that your website is up almost 100% of time. So let me just click on enable, click on additional details. Yeah, we do not really need any of these details. Next, click on add storage. And by default, Amazon provides you 8 gigs of storage, and this can be done till 30 if you think you'll be needing a website which uses more than 8 GB of storage, and till up to 30 GB is actually provided for free with this T2 micro instance. So let me just uh, take any random number, say 25 GB of that. Okay, and that's it. If you want to add new volume, you can add that, but that's not something that we are needing for the first time. I mean, in the initial setup, I'll just go next, and we don't really need anything as of now. Configure security group. So yeah, security group is one thing which you actually will need to make sure that you're adding the proper tag. I'll just click on add rule custom team. So we actually need the HTTP. So these are basically the ones which are here to when the traffic comes. Actually, you need to make sure that HTTPS and HTTP protocols are supported by your instance, so that if anyone is making a request to access your IP or access your domain, they are not given a 404 error, or they're actually properly redirected to your website. So you do not need to do any of the other things. You do not need to change any of the port range or the protocol. Just make sure that you add two new rules, which is HTTP and HTTPS, SSH, and I think SFTP is another thing which we will be needing in this. Okay, SFTP. I think, yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. So that is SFTP is actually covered within SSH. I'll just click on review and launch. I'll just okay. And the moment I click on review and launch, there is one thing which we will actually need to configure. There's one more thing. So yeah, on this, it gives you all the information that this is the uh, operating system that you have chosen. This is the instance type. ECU is variable. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, one CPU, 1 gigs of memory, instance storage is EBS, low to moderate network performance, and these are the things which I've added as a security group type. Click on launch, and the moment I click on launch, this actually asks me for a new key pair. So key pair is actually works like a password which lets you connect to your instance by SFTP or SFS, and this actually makes it very very secure, because the key pair is something that cannot be generated again, that cannot be yeah, this is something that you will never get to see again. So you are required to download it right here. And once you download that, you need to save it as a, and this is the only password that we have to connect to our instance via SFTP or SSH on the EC2 instance. So this is very, I think this is not very complicated. If you can make sure that the file with you is very safe, I think this is the best way to connect, and this is the best way to make it secure. So the key pair name, I'll just give CHS test. You'll need to click on download key pair, and no, that actually gets downloaded onto your save file. Okay, yeah, so it has been saved. And I'll just click on launch instance. That you have to download the private key file before you can continue. Store it in a secure and accessible location. You will not be able to download the file again after it's created. So this is the only time that you can download it. And if you lose it, I think there are a lot of consequences. So always need to make sure that you do not lose this file. I'll just click on launch instance. And once I click on launch instance, your instances are now launching. Let me just click on that. And yeah, here we have. So instance state is pending right now, and it might just take a little while. So I'll also cover in this video that how you can actually uh, assign an IP to that. And once you do that, so let me just here we have the elastic IP option in the left sidebar. And at the moment you click on, so I have one elastic IP already assigned. So let me just not disturb that. I'll just click on allocate new address, and this is the moment I click on allocate. So this is an elastic IP. This is a private IP which has been given to me. So a lot of people do actually have doubt about why do we need an elastic IP, because there is already an IP which is associated with the instance when you're creating that. So for that, I'll the main thing about that is that once you click on stop your server, once you stop your instance on Amazon EC2, every single time that you report it, every single time the IP is created new, and the IP which is associated, the public IP. So elastic IP is actually, the moment, doesn't matter how many times you stop and start your server, it always remains constant. It always needs to make sure that you do have a proper physical address, unchanged physical address to connect to your instance. So once you click on that, you will need to go here and associate address. So this is the IP which we have just created, and you will need to associate it with an instance. And the moment you click on instance, okay, I do have one instance running here. I just need to uh, select that the private IP which is associated already with the instance, and I'll just click on associate, and that's it. So the moment, right now we do not have anything installed on the server. So the moment we have something installed on the server, the moment we try clicking onto, the moment we try going to this IP, this will basically take us to the home page of this. So this becomes our identifier. This becomes the address that we can actually use to connect to. And I'll once again click on instances, and where we were before, and right here it shows running. So that's it in this video. And in the next video, I'm also making a few videos about how we can install server pilot, how we can install webmin, and how we can install cpanel onto EC2 management, EC2 Amazon EC2 instance. And that's it. If you have any queries about it, please feel free to reach out to me in the comment section. You can always reach out to me for chsimplified@gmail.com for any kind of technical help you need. And if you have any suggestions to give to me, please write in the comment box or reach out to me on the email. And I do provide technical support as well over the email. So that's it. Thank you for watching this video. I will see you in the next video.